to Game 2 for the Credit Union 1 West Coast Conference Men's Basketball Championship. We have San Diego with us, with head coach Steve Lavin and student athletes Adrian McIntyre and Juanse Gorcito. We will start with the opening statement from the coach.
Just pleased for our team. Their, collective resolve and, tonight was on display. And they played in a cohesive manner at both ends of the court. They executed the game plan that we'd worked on for a couple days this week. And as a result, we were able to lead for 34 and a half minutes. We knew Loyola would make a run with Stan and Lorenzo on that other bench. Have a lot of respect for their coaching staff. And they'd beaten us twice this year, and I think we learned some things from those setbacks, which informed our game plan against them in the West Coast Conference Tournament. It was a collective effort, but I thought our guard play was terrific. Some heavy minutes for Tenari Lane, played 40 minutes. Adrian, played 37 minutes. Juanse came off the bench, played 26 minutes, and gave us a great lift. We made some big free throws late, which are always important in terms of salting the victory away and, protecting that lead as they were making a run against us. We didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but we made some timely shots and got enough stops and then got ourselves to the foul line, and sometimes that's enough because we had built that lead and given ourselves a bit of a cushion with our performance in the first half offensively. So just pleased that we extend our season, and that's what Championship Week is all about. It's a reset and an opportunity to string together some games and give yourself an opportunity to punch a ticket to March Madness, and it's aspiring, dreaming big, and that's what the group in this locker room is doing, and I'm really pleased for them.
What's the question for the student athletes?
Yeah, this is Jeff Ferrato with the West Coast Conference. Juanse, can you just talk about your team's ability to sort of weather the storm? And they just kept coming and coming in the second half. You had a nice lead at halftime, but it was close for most of the second half, and you guys kept responding.
Yeah, I think we learned to manage the runs. We know it's a game of runs, and most of these times, in the postseason, a couple guys is like, they can get nervous, and that kind of stuff. That kind of type of influence in the second half, But I think we managed the runs very well. We didn't panic when they come back, and I think we stay solid and we kind of ended the game well.
Adrian, you had a terrific first half, almost perfect shooting the ball. Second half, it seemed like you were more of a facilitator. Just talk about, last year you were playing at Westmont College, and now you're playing going to the second round of the West Coast Conference Tournament. What's it feel like, and how exciting is this?
It's really exciting. Last year, my senior year at Westmont, that was our first year eligible for the Pac West tournament. So being able to go from that to the WCC tournament is a huge leap up. And it's a joy, every second of it, getting to travel to Vegas with the team, staying at the hotel with the guys, to even pregame at this tournament. It's all a leap up, but, I love it. Huge honor to God for giving me this opportunity to be here and play on a stage like this.
Did anybody but San Diego give you the opportunity to play D1 this year?
Yeah, there was some other schools, but when I came to visit San Diego, I fell in love on my visit. So San Diego was the only school I went on a visit to, and right away I felt like I could trust Coach Lav and the rest of the coaching staff as well as everybody else they were bringing in. So I think I made the right decision, and actually I know I made the right decision.
And Juanse, I think you played Seattle U just once this year. It got you. What do you guys have to do different or better tomorrow?
Well, I think we didn't rebound well that game, and late in these games we start rebound better, and our defense is being better. I think our emphasis on our game to win is defense and rebound. If we can get stops and offense, we good. We can shoot the ball. We can score in the paint. So our offense is not a problem. It's our defense. So we got to put the all effort in there.
Adrian, what's the team's confidence level now going to a second round game?
Of course it's jumped up, but we're not surprised that we made it to the second round. We faced a lot of adversity this whole entire year as a program and as individuals. One of our brothers, he had a tragic family incident, and coming here, our goal was to, when he comes back, he's still going to be practicing. So we got one game out of the way, but we're not done yet. We didn't come here to win one game.
Any more questions for the student athletes? All right, you student athletes, you're free to go.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Go to questions for the coach.
Steve, I think we talked about Adrian at Media Day coming from D2 to Division I, and you had confidence that he would make that transition. Can you just talk about what he's been able to do for you?
Yeah, as you can see, he has terrific poise, or exceptional poise. And I think part of that is, his family, having a child, and the sense of otherness that comes from raising a child. And so this accelerated maturity has really helped our team. And he's the leader, the heart and soul of the group. So pleased with his, intangibles, but also on the court. He's very shifty. He's got a knack for scoring, and like a great running back that knows, how to use his blockers or basketball screeners, and also to run to daylight. He sees the hole, will accelerate. He changes pace well. He knows how to get defenders off balance and then finish in unique ways with the scoop shots, reverse layups, using his body well to shield the ball from defenders, and he'll take it in against 6'10", 6'11 guys and still be able to finish. So I think he's improved his passing and, trusting his teammates. Last year he was relied upon to get 30, 35, 40 points a game for the Westmont Warriors. Here we've got, balanced scoring. And so as he draws a crowd, his ability to throw strikes to his teammates and set the table for our three-point shooters, and also his pocket passing underneath for some of our frontline guys to be able to score. So I think he's matured as a player on the court, and he brings this great maturity off the court that I spoke of earlier.
And if you can just talk about what the team's confidence level might be at this point going into tomorrow.
Yeah, it's really interesting. The team has played well, and that happens sometimes where you don't get the wins, but a team is gelling. And, we played well against Oregon State twice and lost in overtimes. One game where I think we were up 10, inside of 2 minutes, and it went into overtime. We lost, and then they had us down 8, I think, with 49 seconds, and we were down 10 prior to that. And we came back, forced overtime, and lost again to them. UOP on the road, we were playing well and had a sizable lead, and that one got away from us. So, we've really played well, took Gonzaga, to the wire, but we also morphed, with Tyler Johnson no longer part of the team. We've kind of developed a different identity, and we're more difficult to prepare for because, Ty was that natural orchestrator that kind of dominated the ball like a quarterback for our team. Now it's point guard by committee, and you'll see 3 or 4 different players bringing the ball up the court on the break or in the half-court sets. And so you can't really just key on one player. So I think that's made us, even though we haven't seen the number of wins we would have preferred, obviously, but I've never felt that it was a group that was going quietly into the night or checked it in. They're feisty. I think we were down 10 to Pepperdine and came back and maybe forced an overtime and won. So there is this really important quality of resilience and fight back. As I said, earlier to Ernie, sport in its purest form is a metaphor for life, and that we get to learn these important virtues and values and lessons through sport that prepare us for life after sport. And I think this is a group that, because of the unique journey that we've been on this year, is going to be better prepared for whatever comes next in their basketball careers here or elsewhere, and also, in my view, most importantly, in life. That's what I've always been after, and I was fortunate to have amazing, remarkable parents that were educators, and so the way they raised the six of us was, sports have their place because they're teaching you things that prepare you for life after sport, And so I think I'm proud of this group, and I think it's why they're playing really well together. There's good cohesion and chemistry, and they're a really resilient bunch.
Any more questions for Coach? Thank you, Coach.
Okay, you guys. Good to see you. Mitch. What's up, Kara? Thank you.
Thank you. Oh,
Good to
don't
see
forget
you
your
again.
phone.
Yep. Take care, Jeff. See you tomorrow.
Yep, thank you.
Welcome to session 2 of game 2 of the Credit Union 1 West Coast Conference Men's Basketball Championship. We have Coach Stan Johnson of LMU with student athletes Aaron McBride and Myron Amy Jr. We will begin with a opening statement from the coach.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give San Diego a lot of credit tonight. I thought they were extremely prepared. I thought Coach Lav did a great job with his group. Obviously we played them twice. They made a couple adjustments. I thought in the first half, we gave them way too many rhythm shots at the rim. I think they were 5 for 10 from three, and we dug ourselves a hole. I liked how we played in the second half, but when you give a team momentum and you give a team confidence like that, it's hard to come back, especially in a setting like this. I thought we gave ourselves a chance. 1-point game, and we got 2 stops with a chance to get the ball back, could not get a rebound, and that's really been the story of our year. We've been in so many of those one-possession games and needing to stop, and, it just hasn't gone our way.
Questions for the student athletes?
Yeah, Jeff Ferrado with the West Coast Conference. Myron, you guys had a huge hole to dig out of the second half, and it seems like you just kept getting so close, and they always made a play to kind of hold you off. Did you ever give up thinking you could win, and what do you think the difference was at the end?
With our team, I always have faith that we can win. Never going to count us out, just with the guys we have and our coaches and just my belief in our group. I always felt like we was going to get back in the game and get to a position where we could pull through in the end. It just didn't go our way this time.
Aaron, I think you scored 12 points in the last 9 minutes of the game. You seem pretty determined to get this thing done. Just talk about the stretch run and what you guys were able to do to get that close.
Yeah, we always work hard every game, just trying to make it back, especially if we dig ourselves in a hole. So we always just fighting through, trying to do our best. And sometimes, we put ourselves in bad spots, but we always keep fighting no matter what. And, just for me, myself, I know there's a way you can always come back in every single one of those games. So just keep playing. That's all you can do.
Myron, was there any big difference between either the way you guys played or the way they played from the first two?
We just didn't come out with the right energy. They did. And we just put ourselves in a hole. And then we picked it up the second half, but, it was, if we had the same energy first half, would solved a lot of problems for ourselves. But, just it was the energy difference, and that matters. So.
Any more questions for the student athletes? All right, student athletes, you're free to go. Thank you. Questions for Coach?
Stan, they do have this cliche that it's hard to beat a team 3 times, but I think it's a lot easier when you've already done it the first 2 times. What did they do differently that allowed them to win this one?
I don't know if they were completely different. I thought he played his best defensive lineups today. They've changed their lineups quite a bit, but they've been going with these lineups the last 2 games. They had a chance at Oregon State. That went to overtime. They led most of the Portland game. But I thought they played bigger guys with size, and that bothered us a little bit. But I really thought they had great pop to them. And you're going to have great pop when the ball's going in. They shot 53% in the first half. The first 2 games we played them, we got off to great starts, and defensively, I was really pleased with how we guarded them. We did not guard in the first half. They shot 50% from 3 and about 54% from the floor. And then we flipped it in the second half. But, it's hard to get yourself in that deficit, especially our team, the way we're currently constructed. Our margin on offense is very thin, and it's hard for us to eclipse these big leads. But, when you put yourself in that position, it's what you get.
Steve suggested that now that they no longer have Tylor, that they are a little bit more diversified and maybe more difficult to defend, or at least to plan for. Did you see any of that at all?
Yeah, I thought they played together. The ball really moved. I thought those guys were really connected offensively and sharing the ball a little bit. It's kind of what happens when you don't have maybe a ball-dominant guard out there, and that's helped them. They've been playing better, especially on the offensive end. But I thought we helped them a lot tonight, with personnel. Again, in the second half, they shot 24%. We held them to 66 points. At some point, they shot 38% from the floor and 30% from 3. We just, we were 4 for 16 from 3. They were 8 for 26. That's really the game, and that's been our issue this year. Our inability to shoot the ball consistently. You can't play in a league like this and not be able to shoot it at different spots. That was an issue for us.
You want Beth?
Hey, Coach. Brendan Potts, World Exposure Report. I'm doing a feature on Coach Hughes and the turnaround that she's made with the women's basketball program over there. From your perspective, can you just talk about what it means to see her turn around the program so fast, and what it means for the university and the sport of basketball in general?
Well, it's awesome. You know, it's great for her. She's a terrific coach. It's been fun to watch her build her program. It's been amazing to see what they've done this year. You know, they're worthy of being champions, winning it by themselves, going on the road and winning a championship on the road, which is hard. But it's been awesome to just see the success she's had and those players and that staff. I mean, we couldn't be more proud of Erica and our women's program. It's, you know, anytime you win a championship, it's hard. It's hard to do that in college basketball, and she's done it, and we're going to support her and rally around her, and hopefully we've got another championship to win. But I know we're all extremely proud of how far they've come, and I think there's good things ahead for them as well.
Any more questions for Coach? Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Great
Thank you.
question.
Yeah, of course. Thanks.